all, it's Brett here from BWCflies. Today I'm going to tie the Donny Brasco fly in one of my favourite colours, the black with the green eyes. So I have a Gamakatsu B10S size 1 hook in the vise, and I'm just going to put a layer of flat wax 210 denier thread along the hook shank. So just like so, just down to directly above the hook point there. We're going to bring it back so we can attach our dumbbells. So for this particular fly, I'm going to use the Hareline double pupil lead eye in the black with the fluoro green. A nice little dollop of super glue just there. Typically I would tie these with large lead dumbbells and medium lead dumbbells just to vary the sink rate of the fly. So a couple of wraps just to secure that, and then a couple of wraps underneath the dumbbell bar but above the hook shank just to tighten it in. Just put as much pressure as you can on that thread to make that nice and tight. Okay. Right, tidy all that up and make it nice and level. A couple of wraps in there. Sometimes over the top of the dumbbell, especially on these bigger ones, I just like to put a little additional super glue in that top section. And whilst I'm tying some of the other portions of the fly, that super glue will leach into those threads just nicely. Okay, so we'll let that do its thing. All right, next part is I need to take some rabbit zonka strip. So this is Magnum cut from Hareline. So that means that it's 6 mils wide across the hide. So this is just the plain black colour. Turn our hook over, and I'm going to want the tail around about that kind of length down there. So we'll cut that off. And what I want to do is just pierce the hide with my hook point. Just get it across that barb. There we go. And I'll take that out. Just push that zonka strip around before I put my fly hook back into the vise and tighten it back up. There we go. Okay, let's turn him back around. So just above that dumbbell there, or right behind that dumbbell, just going to lock that down. Some of that super glue, that additional super glue is still there, so it's just leached onto the zonka hide. So there's no dramas with that, with a little bit of extra bonding. Okay. Turn him around. I might cut the length of that tail down just a little bit, but we'll see how we go. All right. So for the underbelly, just like to fill it out with a nice portion of fin raccoon. So we'll take a bunch off the patch. Okay, there's a lot of guard hairs through here. Typically on this type of fly, I like to get rid of the majority of those. And then with my thumb and forefinger, just give those fibres a little bit of a push, just to accentuate that taper. It's going to look pretty good. Okay, keeping that nice and tight, pinched on the top. A loose wrap just to take it down, bind the fin raccoon to the thread. and then a series of nice tight wraps just there like so. So you can see how that fin raccoon there really fills out the underbelly. So this fly will ride hook point up. Get rid of that. Bind that down just nicely. There we go. So once we turn it over, you can see through this area here that we'll have a lot of nice movement. There's a lot of movement in this rabbit tail that we use, but then when we add on the fin raccoon underneath, there's a lot of movement underwater that's going on. Okay. Time for some flank flash. So what I like to do, I don't like to put a ton of flash on this fly. So we get one of the black kind of colourways that has a lot of green through it. So this particular product is from Hareline, and it's Krystal Flash in the Peacock black colour. So we'll take 2 strands and fold it over our thread, pull it down tight and bind it in so that the flash runs along the lateral line, so to speak, or straight along the hook shank. And I want to clip that roughly where that belly ends. Okay, so that's one side. Just cut off a couple more pieces. 2 more pieces. Fold it over. Take it down the other side. Bind it in and give it a little clip. Okay, so we'll just turn him around so you can see that from the, let's say from the underside. So you can see all of that flash there is just running to the length of the belly fibres that we put in through here, and they're running right along the lateral scales, along the lateral flanks. Okay. Now the original pattern used a cross-cut rabbit strip head, but I actually like to use a 2-inch streamer brush. This is from H2O. So I like that. It's probably a little bit more durable than what rabbit crosscut is, but it already has some UV flash built into the head. So this is on a stainless steel wire. You might be able to see that just there. Okay, so we're going to, underneath of the dumbbells, bind that in. We'll get rid of those little straggly bits. Okay, just like so. And what I have right behind of those dumbbells is a nice level platform that I can use to build the brush head up on. So taking the brush, and it helps if you have your dubbing brush whilst you're doing this as well. I just like to manipulate the fibres so they are pointing towards the rear of the fly. And that means on each turn, I'm going to maximise the usage of all of these fibres rather than trapping them underneath of the stainless steel wire. Okay, so a little bit of tension. We're going to make a first turn. Bit of thumb and forefinger management there to pull the fibres back as we go. Like so. And about this point, I want to start dragging the dubbing brush into action. Okay, keep going. Pull those ones back. There we go. Brush those ones out. We may be able to fit 2 more onto here. So there's 1. Take that out. Okay, then we'll fit 1 more right up tight behind these dumbbells. Just like so. So keeping tension on this wire. and keep pushing those fibres back. We want to use this little bit of stainless steel wire here as the tie-in. Okay, so let's take the vise handle and rotate the fly. And pinch the materials again. One loose wrap with a bit of tension and then bind it down. 3 and 4, 5. And now I'm ready to get rid of the excess brush hanging over the front. So with your old scissors, your older scissors or the parts of the jaws that are way up the back, give that a bit of a clip. Don't use your really nice, high quality scissors for your fine work. Your old scissors, pair of small side cutters works great as well. Then what I want to do here is just build up a small head of thread. There we go, that's going to look pretty good. And for this one, I'll just do a hand whip finish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns. Pull it down underneath of the dumbbell and we'll do another one of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go 7. Pull it tight underneath of the dumbbell. And we'll knock that thread out just there. Okay. We've almost finished this fly. We'll just get our dubbing brush and push all of those materials out of the way. Your final clip will just be to do your tail. You can just trim that to whatever length that you would personally prefer. But before we do that, we are just going to apply a little bit of UV resin to the threads. So a little bit just underneath of the dumbbells. And I like it just so that the resin just touches that brush. That little void there, up over the top, into that little crevice. If you've got any bubbles and that sort of thing in your resin by any chance as you do that, maybe just poke them with your dubbing needle and get rid of those. And I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to set that with our UV torch. Now you may be able to see that the green on those double pupil eyes really responds to the UV light. Let's set that, get rid of those little bits out of the way. Okay. Turn him off. And the final part, which is kind of up to each individual tie, is just to trim that tail to the desired length. So that one's, it's pretty good, but I wouldn't knock too much off of it. Maybe 5 or 6 mils. Okay. There you go. There you have it. That's one completed Donny Brasco fly in all black. One of my favourite flies when I'm targeting Golden Perch out at Windermere. All black with a green. It's been a standout for a number of years. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time.